This is Whisper Fear. Before we begin, don't forget to hit subscribe and turn on the notification bell. You never know when the next story might find you.
The weekend everything changed, I had cut myself off from the world. No phone, no TV, just me, a warm coffee, and the sound of rain tapping on my window in Red Pine Falls. A quiet, forgotten town that always seemed half asleep. My apartment was old, with creaky floors and heavy wooden doors that groaned like they carried memories. The neighbors had familiar faces. The lady from 104 walking her dog, the teenager from B13 skating through puddles. Life moved in lazy circles, repeating quietly. By Sunday, something strange happened. A red glow flickered in the living room. My TV, turned off the whole time, powered on by itself. A red screen, white static letters. Emergency alert. Do not leave your home. Remain disconnected. Avoid windows. Await instructions. At first, I thought it was a glitch, a government test maybe, but my phone showed the same message. Frozen. Unchanging. Even when I tried to reboot it. Looking outside, I expected people to react, but the street was empty. Too empty. The usual noise was gone. No footsteps, no dogs barking, no kids skating, just silence. I turned on my old radio. The announcer's voice flickered, replaced by the same words, repeating like a chant, the same cold warning. The next morning felt worse, heavier. The sky was a permanent gray, like the color itself had been drained. I opened the window and saw nothing. No people, no movement, but the lights in houses were still on. Frozen moments, frozen lives. That's when I saw Mr. Larkin. Through the apartment window across from mine, standing still, staring up at the sky, unblinking, like he wasn't really there. I tried calling my sister, Mark, anyone, no answer. Until one call connected. Hello? Silence. Then, a voice too calm to be human. Everything's fine now. Stay home. Await instructions. I hung up. My hands trembled. Hours later, I heard footsteps in the hallway. I looked through the peephole. The teenager from B13, walking door to door, words I couldn't hear. He reached my door, then moved on. That night, I yelled out the window. I saw doors open all along the street, people stepping outside, looking up. Blank, unified in their stillness. It was like watching statues waiting for the rain. Then they all turned around and went back inside at the same moment. I locked my doors, sat on the kitchen floor, and tried to breathe. But the silence felt alive, like it was pushing against my skin. The next day, I couldn't open my door. It was locked from the outside. I smashed the window. The air outside smelled wrong, sweet, artificial, like the world had been sprayed down with fake perfume. Even the microwave displayed the alert. Every device, every mirror fogged up. And in the center of each mirror, a finger-traced message: stay home. Later, someone slipped a note under my door. If you still think for yourself, come down to the basement of Block C. Bring paper, no devices. Clark. That night, I snuck out. I found Clark. Thin, tired eyes, an old military coat. He wasn't alone. There were others. Survivors. Clark explained, the alert wasn't a warning, it was a vector. A signal designed to implant obedience, slowly, silently. First, you stay home. Then you avoid windows. Then, you stop thinking about leaving at all. They showed me sketches, signal patterns, spirals, red waves, mental traps. Clark said most people accepted it. A few resisted. But for how long? He handed me a map, marked with the signal truck's location. Shut it down, if you can. I made my way to the truck. Along the way, I saw children humming the same words, store mannequins covered in red cloth, smiling deliverymen standing motionless. At the truck, I met Martin, another survivor. We opened it together. Inside, walls of screens showing everyone in town, silent, watching. We destroyed it, cut the cables, smashed the panels. Martin froze mid-swing, stared at a screen showing his own face. He collapsed with a smile on his lips. I ran. Even after leaving Red Pine Falls, the signal didn't leave me. Voices in my head, dreams with red spirals. Then I realized the truck was just one transmitter. There were more. Back in town, I found the main hub, an old school turned into a broadcast center. Inside, rows of people plugged into machines. Blank faces, open eyes, smiling. I didn't know if I was saving anyone anymore, or if I was already too far gone. I fled. Now I live alone. No phones, no lights, writing by candle, hunting my own food, hiding from drones that still fly overhead. 6 months have passed. The thoughts are still here. Sometimes I forget my name. Sometimes I find myself smiling for no reason. But there's something else now. A new pattern in the sky. Drones hovering in perfect circles. And I'm sure I saw my own face on one of their monitors. If you saw the alert, even for a second, it might already be too late.
If this story chilled you, subscribe to Whispered Fear. There's always another signal waiting.